Hi guys, Miles here. I wanted to show you how to get your Flash file ready to go for the final movie night. Let's see, I have Tawny's file open here and I wanted to show you guys how to export it. We haven't been having very good results by just doing the direct QuickTime export, so I'm going to show you this is a really tried and true standby for dealing with video and animation. So from Flash, we have the whole movie here, and you'll notice it's got sound, and so that's going to come into play when we do the export here. But let's go ahead and do File, Export, Export Movie. And what we're going to do is we're going to export this not as a QuickTime movie or anything else. We're going to export it as a PNG sequence. And PNG is better than using JPEG because it doesn't have the artifacting of JPEG. So we're going to export it as a PNG sequence. And we're going to choose a place where we can find it. And I'll make a new folder here. And I'll save it into this folder. And I'm going to get rid of this number in the name because that's going to get a little confusing because it's going to add numbers to each file that it generates. So the fall is fine, and maybe I'll take the space out. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. I'll match screen, which is the actual resolution that we've been working at. And I have the option of doing this with an alpha channel, which can be very cool if you're doing special effects. But if you're not, don't include it. It'll just be kind of funky. And just use 24-bit. And then I think you can leave this at the default, which is none and smooth. And when you're all done, just say OK. And it's going to chug along here for a while and export this sequence. It'll probably take 2 or 3 minutes, maybe more, depending on how long your file is. But let's wait and see. Okay, so we're back. We've got all these files rendered out. It actually took, I don't know, 5-6 minutes, I think. And we've got a bunch of them here. And you'll notice they're all numbered in sequence from 0001, 0002, etc., all the way up to, wow, it's a lot of files, 4119, so 4,119 frames there. And this is the way you'll generally do an animation for something other than the web, like for film or video. This is the way it's done, is that you render out each individual frame. Once you've done that, we're going to open up QuickTime, the QuickTime player. And we're going to say File, Open Image Sequence. Aha. And all we have to do is find our folder and click on the first file, and it will know enough to interpret that as an image sequence because it sees all of these files with that file naming convention. And very important, we need to set our frame rate here to match our frame rate from our document, which was 24 frames per second. Then we say OK. And it should open up in QuickTime here. And there it is. And so we can play it back. And the first thing we'll notice is that, looks cool, there's no sound to it because when you just export individual picture files, there's no way to get sound attached to each individual picture file. So what we're going to do is go back to Flash and export the audio file separately. So I go back to Flash, File, Export Movie again. But this time, instead of a PNG sequence, I am going to use a QuickTime file. So we're going to choose QuickTime Movie, and I'll call this the fall audio. Save. And here, you want to be able to go into QuickTime settings down here. And here we're going to actually turn off the video option altogether and just use the sound. And we don't need to prepare this for internet streaming in this case. And we'll say OK and export. So this is going to be the sound only, but it should be exactly the same length as our video files. All right, back again here after the audio track exported. What I did was also look this up on the trusty QuickTime Player Help file up here. I opened QuickTime Player Help and typed in add audio and found the handy-dandy adding an audio track to a QuickTime movie. And sure enough, that gives me these instructions here. So I'm just going to follow what it says. So I'm going to open up the audio file that I want to import. File, open file. And I actually am going to use the one that I had already rendered out here. So it's in a slightly different location. Let's see, I think that's it here. You can see it's a lot smaller than a movie would normally be, and there's no preview, meaning that it's audio only. But normally I would have exported that with a clear audio label, but I didn't this time. Sue me. Okay, open. So sure enough, there's no picture associated with this, it's just the audio. Alright. Now it says in the QuickTime Player window, choose Edit, select All to select the entire audio file. Then choose Edit, Copy. Now we go to the movie that we want to add the audio to, which is this one here. And then to add the audio to the whole movie, choose Edit, Add. To movie. And then we'll test it. If I can play ahead back here. And so we are in business. So all we have to do now is say File, Save As. Make sure we save this as a self-contained movie. Call it what you will. Actually put your name on it if you're thinking about it. Something like that. And hit save, and we are good to go. And that's how you save your movie, and that's what you can hand in to me on Monday.